Okay, next when we talk about the chapter 3rd of class 6th polity, it's government. The first and foremost question is, when it comes to our mind government, what does the government do? Government makes sure that everything that is happening in the country is right, or it's like suppose it takes decisions about where to build the roads or where to build the schools, or if the price is to be managed, like if the price of oil or diesel rises, it makes sure that it comes down so that it's affordable for people. Now secondly, it also runs programs to help poor people. Now there are some other things that are done by government, like it provides us the different facilities so that people who live in India, who are part of the nation, are being happy or are being given the resources, because that's the sole responsibility of the government. Secondly, government also looks into the security of the nation, because government can be considered as a body that looks into all the parts that's happening in the nation. Now secondly, when we talk about it's not a single person who is sitting over there and taking up the decisions, it's a group of people. And as we know, India is a huge country with different cultures and different ideas, or we can say it's a diverse nation. So there are different levels made of government which look into the matters. In India there are three levels: that's the central, then comes the state, and then comes the local bodies. Local bodies look into the lower level in the sense at the ground level, which comes to the local society or the villages. When it comes to state government looks into the matters of whole state, like Haryana has different state government, Assam has different state government, and other. The central, that is the core that makes sure that everything that is happening in the nation is having a chain among themselves, and it looks into the central aspects, or we can say the whole nation points. Now second, when we talk about what does the government do, what does the government do and how does the government make sure that everything is happening in a suitable manner. So there are laws that are being made by government. What are laws? Laws are those rules and regulations that government makes and enforces them to make sure that everything is happening in the right manner. Secondly, suppose there's somebody, as we already talked about in the previous lecture about the article 14, which talks about equality, and suppose there's somebody who thinks that he or she has not been hired for a job because of his caste, or because of the caste, or the different stereotypes of the government. He has all the rights to go to the court and ask the government for his rights, and that's the law of the nation that will make sure that he has his rights and nothing is wrong with him. Now secondly, after the law and the government, we got to know how does the government work. Now we need to know the types of government. The government that is being there in India is the democratic government, where people choose their own ruler. And one more is the as we know is the monarchy. That was in the India, like prior India had the monarchy where kings were there, and it was as patriarchal society. So the son of the king would become the king later on. People did not choose their ruler no matter how they treated them, but in democracy people choose, they have the right to choose their own leader. So when we talk about democratic government, as we know, democracy is defined as, when we talk about definition, it's government by people, by the people, for the people, and of the people. What is meant by this? It means that we choose the government, it's by the people. For the people means it is for us, for the citizens, and of the people means it is our government, we are the part of it. It's not somebody who is ruling us without are concerned. It's like he or she doesn't take decisions of his or her choice as it happened in the monarchy, but it's in democracy. So, and one more aspects that we can look into about the democracy is universal adult franchise, which says that anybody who is above the age of 18 or more has the right to vote. Vote means the rulers will be chosen by them. Along with that, single vote has single value. Means everybody is equal. Even the person who is earning in crores has one vote, one value, and someone who is like anybody, you can take somebody who is a teacher, has one vote, one value. So this is something that's part of the universal adult franchise, and a nation can't be democratic without universal adult franchise. Means if people are not treated equally, if they don't have the right to choose their own ruler, how come it's democracy? So India, when we talk about Indian history, earlier we had monarchy. So when India got independence, the makers of the constitution made sure that India turned out to be a democratic nation, because it's being considered as more stable government and people stay more happy with this part of government, because if there's something wrong happening with them, they have all the rights to get it done right.